Well, that's it, guys. I feel like I'm about to quit trading because we have yet another down day. Intel is down yet again, over 4% today. Guys, Intel is taking me for a wild ride down, 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 and further down. I feel like there's no relief in sight. I'm getting super frustrated, but let's stick to the mechanics. It's time I finally roll this position, as clunky as it may be, but let's make an adjustment so I can keep myself alive. Let's hop in and see exactly what we are working with. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day of trading, another day, another delta. I am Michael. Today is Friday, April 12th, just past 11 a.m. here on the Pacific West Coast, a couple hours before the stock market close. Let's hop in right now and get to work. So typically I like to go top to bottom when I'm talking about my positions, but I want to jump right into Intel because this thing has just been a big, major pain in my behind. So let's hop in there and talk about what I am planning to do. So if you've been following along, especially the last couple days, you've seen that it's been a really hard time for me to roll this position, adjust it, figure out exactly what I want to do because we are trading an iron condor. So what I did is I think I finally figured it out. What I am going to do, and you'll follow along with me, is I am going to have to roll this position, basically roll the short put spread down for a debit. 9 out of 10 times, or 95 out of 100 times, I do not like rolling for a debit. However, this is the 1 out of 10 times, or one of the 5 out of 100 times that I will be paying a debit to make this roll, and I'll show you exactly why. What I want to do is slowly get closer to this current trading price of around $36. Why? More specifically, this is a relatively small price. So $36, if I can get close to the $36 strike, I will be able to sell an undefined risk, either straddle or strangle, and pretty much have only a small amount of buying power tied up. We're talking $300 to maybe $500 in buying power tie up. That is ideal for my account because my account right now is only, let's say, $2,300, $2,400 because we've had a few down weeks in my account, mostly because of this Intel position. So let us slowly move down. Basically, we're chasing the Intel stock down, but I would like to roll my short put indefinitely and be long a stock long term forever rather than having to chase it on the upside. So let's get started. So if you remember here, quick recap. This was super ugly, but basically I threw on an earnings trade, Iron Condor, back in January. So back in January, I put this thing on and I made all of these different rolls. So I collected 89 cents after these adjustments. I had to leg in, leg out. My last position, still part of the same Iron Condor. I ended up closing it for a 15-cent debit, but along the way I collected $121 or $1.21. I reopened the short call spread here, you can see, because I basically decided it was a mistake to close this out because I was not able to actually roll my short spread like I wanted. So I wanted to put the short call spread back on. So if we count everything all together, we're looking at, here, let me pull up my calculator here, just so you can follow along. So it should equal about $2.25 total credit that we still have in this Intel position. So let's see here. So after these rolls, we're looking at an 89 cent. So let's do 89 plus 121. So that's 210 plus this credit right now here of 15 cents for that new short call spread that I put back on. So we do plus 15. So $225 or $2.25. Now, I want to keep as close to, let's say, $100 to $150 in credit because I still want enough juice in this if I am going to continue to roll this thing out and roll it out further in time. The reason why I don't want to roll it down and then out is because the next monthly cycle is still 70 something days out, and that is just too long. We want to stay within the 40-ish to, let's call it, 60-day time frame. So let's go ahead and do this. So if I roll this thing down, let's see, right now it ticked down to 98-cent debit. Let's see if we can get filled for that. Most likely not, but let's just see. We might have to walk it up to $1. Okay, like I just said, $1, no fill. Let's see, even if I do 101 or 102. Let's see. Okay, great, filled at 101. So now let's take that 225 minus 101 debit. So that's still a credit right now I'm sitting on of $1.24. So that $1.24, let's roll this thing down. I'm going to just keep it as an iron fly, which is basically a straddle, where you define the risk, where you buy the wings on the top to make sure it is not a naked straddle. So let's roll this thing to 41, and then we're going to keep it still $5 wide. So now we're going to buy the 46 wing, and then we collect 23 cents. So let's see if we can actually get, okay, great. 23 cents. So go back to the calculator here. So 124 plus, what did we say? 23 cents. Okay. So 23 cents. So plus 23. So now we have $147 that we are working with. So we still have in our Intel position $1.47 in premium. That is still enough room. Now, I did not want to roll all the way down here to the 36 strike because I'm still holding out hope that when Intel announces earnings in a week or two, that we will have some good news and Intel will come back up. So I want to give myself still enough room on the upside. So let's go adjust our charts. So we keep this in mind, $1.47, okay? So let's go adjust our charts. So we rolled down to, if you remember, the 41 strike. So we are now sitting at the short 41 call and the short 41 put, okay? So we rolled this thing down to 41. And now we said that we collected $1. We still have $1.47 in premium. So let's do the 41 plus $1.47. So 41, so that'd be 42.47. Now let's do this. So 41 minus $1.47. That's $39.53 is the break even on the downside. $39.53, I already forgot. $39.53. So that's my new break even. It still looks like a pretty long shot, pretty far off, but let's just run some of the numbers. So my short on the downside, $39.53. So let's do $39.53 divided by the last price. The last quote was $35.93. So $35.93. Oh, sorry. $35.93. Yep, let's do that. So we still have to come up 10%. So we need 10% move just to get to my break even. I'm not too concerned with that because if Intel has some awesome earnings announcement, new tech, whatever it is, Intel can easily shoot up 10%. Now, it can easily go the opposite direction. So what we are going to do is we're going to be monitoring this over the next few days. So you'll see here, April 25th is when earnings are announced. So that's what, 12 days, almost 2 weeks. So we're going to just keep this thing basically top of mind. And right now, I still have enough extrinsic value here. So we're talking 45 cents is basically the intrinsic value of my short put. So it's not very likely that I will be assigned early, especially since we still have 35 days left to go. So I'm happy we finally made that move. Now, moving on to AA Alcoa. We are finally, basically, it pays to not to not be too aggressive with the roll sometimes. So we are finally coming back down. We are now pretty much centered on a strike basis between 40 and 30. So we're sitting at 35. So not considering delta, just plain dollar amount. We are 5 points to the upside, 5 points to the downside protection right now on where our short strikes are. So I'm not touching this thing at all. You'll see here I'm up $15 on the day. Now I'm only down $24 in my overall position. Moving to GDX. Guys, GDX, I'm glad I wasn't too aggressive with my roll, but we got some relief today. I thought it was going to be a bad day today because we started going up, right? But now we are down. So we ended up actually down so far 1.5%. So we are sitting tight. We want to be closing around the 33 strike, but you'll see here I have pretty wide break evens. So I'm not really too concerned at this point. So we can always roll this thing out in time if we need to. Let's just see actually how much now GDX is tying up in buying power. So it's still tying up $680, $681. I'm rounding up. So $681, that's still pretty hefty. So if the implied volatility starts to decrease, it's possible that GDX, the buying power requirement, might actually come down. However, it might not be too likely because we are basically we are straddling my short call, right? So it's not very likely that the buying power will decrease. The buying power usage will decrease. IWM, we got a down move. I don't think we're going to be trending super down, but I don't think we're going to get to 220 within this next monthly cycle. So just for numbers and visualization, let's do 220 on the up, which is the upside, divided by the last was 198.95. I just saw it tick. So that's 10.5%. So 10.6%, let's say. I don't think that's possible. That's very possible, guys. But let's see if we want to move this thing down just a couple strikes, maybe collect an extra 10 cents or so. So I was toying around with this thing, but let's clear this out. So if we roll this down, let's say 2 strikes, or maybe 3. Let's say 3. So 217, that's still a 9 delta on the call side, which is very small. But guys, I'm just, you know me by now, I'm long-term bullish on these ETFs, these indices. So I'm only collecting 6 cents. At this point, this isn't worth it because after commissions, I'm only collecting just south of $4. So if I wanted to, maybe let's see the 216, 7. Nope, not worth it, guys. I might have to go to the 215, 10 cents. Do I want to drop it all the way to 215? Let's see. 215 divided by the last was 198 and 83 cents. So that's an 8% up move. Yeah, that's not too aggressive, I would say. So we can sit around the 215. We're only going to collect an extra 10 cents though, which isn't my favorite thing to do, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, we might get a sharp up move over the last, a few days from now. So let's see, the broadening out. I mean, we are due to continue trending upward. You can see here, I mean, we topped out over here at what? High was 244, let's say. So, but this was all the way back November 2021, guys. So it's been over 2 years now, 2.5 years since we've even come close to hitting those previous highs. So I may move this thing down, to the 215. I could do that. But I might want to just let this thing sit. I might just want to let it sit because we're not being, we're not too close, right? We're still at the 35 delta for my short put strike. I'm thinking I might let this thing sit. If I were to close this right now, it would cost me a 10-cent debit. Not horrible. And I don't really like, let's see. What I would prefer to do is if we get a slight uptick. So if IWM on Monday, let's say, is up 1% or 0.5% or whatever it may be, maybe then I'll roll my short spread down because I might be able to collect a little bit more credit because I'm rolling down into the up move. The only thing there is I'm basically rolling a spread, so it might not be as juicy or beneficial as if this was a naked position in the amount of premium I collect. So for now, let's let this thing sit. Run, sun run. Nothing to see, nothing to do. We are still pretty much in range. We're getting a slight, the last couple of days we've been cooling off a little bit. Doesn't seem like, you can see here, this IVR, this implied volatility rank, it seems like it's slowly coming down. So we're right in the middle. I don't really want to make any adjustments just yet. So we're sitting tight. SPY, guys, I don't know whether I want to make an adjustment or not, but now this whole time over here, you can see my short call was just breached. Boom, 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 boom here. And I told myself, let me just stay short and keep my short put spread further down. But against my own better judgment, I rolled my puts all the way from the 470. Guys, I was at the 470 put level. I rolled this thing somehow all the way up to the 513. I went from 470 all the way up here. What happened? 470. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Hindsight, because if SPY, guys, if it kept ripping higher, I would have been happy. That's the name of the game. So what I can do is roll this thing down, basically roll my short put spread from the 518, roll my short call spread from the 518 down to the 515. I want to do that because we only have a week left before expiration. However, I want to make sure I keep enough upside room in case we get whipsawed, because we're talking we only need like 1%, maybe 1.5% up move to be back to where we want to be at, the 518 basically. So if you see here, look, let's see, my short call is 518 divided by the last that I just saw here was 68, so 1.4%. I don't want to give myself too much more narrow of a gap than we already have. See here? So I'm going to let SPY sit. I'm going to let it sit. We'll see how Monday, Tuesday goes. Maybe I just, mark the loss, move on, and learn my lesson to not trade SPY again until I have enough capital to trade undefined. And at that point, maybe we'll trade the micro E-minis, right? The MES. So I can trade naked and not have to put up so much capital. So I think that's it for today, guys. Not much to do aside from that Intel position, but I'm super happy we got it done. Well, that's it for today, guys. As always, any questions, comments, trade ideas in general, anything you're working on, drop them in the comments down below. I love learning with you all, as I hope you love learning with me. If you haven't yet already done so, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos coming out. And if you like this video, please give me a big fat thumbs up so I know I am doing a good job. Until next time, guys, take care.